Inflation's still a beast. Rates are jumping up to 7 and now look like they're going to stay there for a bit. We're looking at the September numbers, what's to come in October, and I got some new numbers put together that have never been seen before that I'm super pumped about, that it's going to blow your mind for those number geeks out there. We're taking a look at Atlanta real estate market, the metro Atlanta area, what has happened and what is to come, and we're doing it right now. Let's do it. What's up everyone, welcome back. We are diving into the Atlanta metro real estate numbers and we're doing it a little bit differently today. I'm going to go back to just taking a look at the numbers, giving you my raw thoughts and feelings about what I'm seeing and what I think it is to come. So I'm going to throw it up on the computer screen here. All right, we're going to start here, and what this chart here shows you is we got our current market here from September 2022. We're also going to take a look back at the more normal markets we had in 2016 and 2019. That's kind of our best comparison markets that we got numbers for, and you're going to see some similarities and some differences. So as you can see right now, our active listings are up to 9,090 for single-family detached homes here in the metro Atlanta area. Where if we're comparing back to 2019, 2016, you can see that we still have fewer choices, which means that buyers still have a little bit more competition that's going on and sellers have less. The pending numbers are a little bit down, so this again skews back to having the sellers having more competition with each other, and then the number of solds are down as well. When we're looking at months of inventory, we're taking a look at 2.6 months of inventory for single-family detached homes over all of metro Atlanta, and the median sales price is now $430,000. Now, this is significantly higher than the 2019 and 2016 years, which when we take a look back, and that's what we always do, is try to predict the future by looking at the past, and we see that the biggest difference, I believe, is this price. We've got high interest rates and we got these prices that we're battling, so that's really going to dictate what's going to happen in the future. We can see that the median days on market, though, still pretty low, so we see that competition is still happening out there. People are still wanting to buy. And again, the active listings kind of dictates this lower days on market, but that days on market is definitely changing. Jumping down here, we're starting to also get a more normal sales to list price ratio at 97.6%, so people listing their homes. There are still some people getting at the value they listed to a little bit higher, but we're seeing a ton of price decreasing out there and price drops. That's happening more than likely because the sellers are now having to get used to this idea that they couldn't sell their home at the same price that someone just sold for a month or two ago, with their home maybe not being as in good a condition. And we're probably going to see that trend continue. I've been seeing a ton of homes that have gone under contract lately have been homes that are priced right, but not only priced right, that most of the things are done in them, if not everything. I mean, they've been renovated, they've got new roofs, they've got new HVAC systems, they've got paint, they got flooring, they've done it all. And those homes now that people are throwing out there with not the paint done, or they don't have the flooring done, or a roof that's 30 years old and things like that, they're just sitting there. You can't just throw those homes on the market. And I've seen actually probably a bigger impact with homes that are clean and maybe good to go, but have some paint or carpet or hardwoods needing to be done, or a roof. Man, they're taking big hits in price right now. So my suggestion for those that are out there looking to sell is you really need to get your home ready, or just be prepared to lower your price a lot more than we've been used to over the past few years. For those buyers out there, it's a good time to maybe find a good deal. I think there's some really good deals. It sounds weird right now because prices might keep dropping, but if I'm looking at prices right now, you can find some really good deals on homes that have just been sitting for a while because of a number of things that need to be done. You can get those homes at a lot lower market price, put that sweat equity in, or just pay somebody to do it and still have some equity in your home as of right now. Obviously, we're going to see if prices continue to drop over these next few months. And then looking at this down here, we see 40% of homes have price reductions. We just talked about that. And 32.3% of homes are failing to sell, meaning agents are putting them on the market, and however they have their contract for, however long for, that they're not selling in that contract time period, whether that be a month or 6 months or whatever it is. So that is definitely happening. Another difference is from 2019 and 16 to now is you still see distressed homes. These are homes that are people are selling that are under the price that whoever is selling it purchased for. These are homes that are REO properties. These are homes that have been foreclosed on. So these properties, they're just a lot less. There's still tons of people with equity in their home. Even at these price drops, these prices would have to drop a lot for most people to not have equity in their home. Moving on, we're just going to take a quick look at this one. This is from last year to this year. There were a lot less homes on the market and a lot more people buying. So that's when prices were just shooting up. And we see that the median sales price has really jumped from last year to this year. In terms of $385 was the median sales price to now $430. I can definitely see this number coming down to the 400 range as a definite possibility by the end of this year. Maybe into the 390 range, we'll see. Median days on market now is 21 days. 21 days on market. A lot more than that 11 days we saw last year. For those that have watched my channel a lot, you know that this is one of my favorite charts, and that's the 6-month trend chart. Definitely gives us a lot of info as to what's happening in the market. And so we've seen these active listings gone up. Going down here, this pending ratio I've talked about for months and months and months. We just continue to see this to drop, and this is the ratio of active homes versus pending homes or homes that are under contract. And we see now it's down to 36.6% of homes. So only 36.6% of homes, about a third of the homes are under contract or on the market. The rest are available. So this number is definitely dropping. I would tend to think that this is going to level out soon, maybe get down to a 30% range. I'd be shocked if it gets down to the 20% range. Maybe we're here right now. Maybe it's about to level out around the 36%. It'll be interesting to see that number and see where it goes. But this has been that indicator that a lot less homes were going under contract than were for sale. And as you see, as that has continued to decrease, the number of days on markets has increased. Down here we've seen that the inventory has gone up now to 2.6 months. With all that said, for a vast majority of markets and a vast majority of home prices, it is still a seller's market. It's not a buyer's market yet. And it's not going to be that way for a bit at least, if not for a number of years. We just still have just too low of inventory and still people wanting to buy even at this 7.25, 7.35, whatever the interest rates are today, range. And while that seems crazy because we were at, a year ago, we're in the 3s, and some got it in the high 2s 2 years ago. So it's really hard to wrap our mind around going from that to 7% interest rate, especially with the home prices jumping up so much. But again, the interest rates at 7% are right around the 30-year average that we've had. So it's just going to take people getting used to that, but it's also more than likely going to take some changes in the value of homes, whether that be the actual value of homes or real value of homes. And I've talked about the difference of those on other videos in the past, but we're going to see some stagnation of price, if not some drops. Again, I'm not thinking that we're going to have crashes in prices, but we could have some decreases in it. So once again, it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen. As we jump to this chart here, we see that this is the month supply of inventory for different price ranges for detached single-family homes around Metro Atlanta. And this is what's going to typically happen, usually in the lower price range where more people can afford or more investors jump into. You're going to see the inventory that's going to be lower compared to those higher price ranges. But again, we still got this consistent seller's market all the way up to $1 to $1.5 million. Once we jump over the 1.5 million, we can see we're starting to trend towards or go towards a buyer's market. So we got this seller's market here, and then we got a buyer's market down here. And again, to reiterate, and you can see at the top of the screen, 0 to 6 months, we're talking about seller's market. The 6-month range, maybe up to 7, we're talking about a balanced market, and then 7+, we're talking about a buyer's market. So you can take a look at these numbers here, but again, every single category we see an increase in supply. And again, it's going to be interesting to see what goes on and when this is going to level out. I'd be curious to see your thoughts below in the comments of where do you think prices are going to go, where do you think inventory is going to go. I know I've had some conversations in the comment sections with a few people that have talked about, thinking that at the end of the year, it's going to be a buyer's market. And maybe you're right. I don't think so. Again, I just don't think there's going to be enough homes that come on the market, and I think we'll have enough buyers to keep it still as a seller's market. But like I said, time will tell. And then jumping to this one, I don't always go into condos and townhomes, but I've decided to do that today. So just take a quick look for those that are interested in condos, townhomes, those investors out there. We can see already that the supplies, months of supplies and inventory is actually leveled out a little bit for condos and detached homes. It was jumping up to 1.3, now it's at 1.7 to 1.8 over a 3-month span now. And again, lots of times the higher price ranges will give us some indication of what's happening in the market. We went back to that last one. We can see inventory at the higher price ranges have definitely gone up and become a buyer's market. But another area that we kind of see some indications of what's happening in the market is in townhomes and condos. We've actually seen this level off, so I'm curious what that's going to show for the years to come. Now, oftentimes as this level off, will show a leveling off in detached homes too. We see here that the median sales price for a condo or townhome is $325,000. We can still see that listed sales price ratio is pretty high, and has stayed pretty high for, again, condos and townhomes. So that's an interesting stat here. But the actives and pendings just under 50% at 47.3. But we can see there's still not a lot of those on the market, which is keeping those prices still high, that inventory still low. Days on market that you see here is increased to 18 days on market on average, or on the median days on market is 18. So good numbers there. Told you I had a chart that'd be interested to show you that kind of blew my mind when I saw it. I got some new numbers here that I'm super excited about. This is actually a 1-year trend. Now, this one's only for 8 metro Atlanta counties. So we got Cherokee, Cobb, DeKalb, Douglas, Forsyth. Got Fulton, but they've actually broken it up into North Fulton and South Fulton, but still Fulton is one county. And then Gwinnett and Paulding County. But man, there's more numbers here. I just got this chart in. Haven't even had time to fully take it all in and look at it. But love the numbers here. You'll see some slight differences because this is, again, isn't all of the metro Atlanta numbers. It's just these counties here. But in these counties, days on supplies is down to 2.4 months. We'll see the median sales price is $407,500. That's down from the numbers we just saw a few minutes ago. I think at $430 is the median sales price. So these counties are a little lower on it. But love these trend lines over here. And it's always interesting. They talk about in real estate how you will see changes in market start to go slow and all of a sudden they accelerate. And you can kind of see it in here in the inventory or months of supplies. We saw it kind of stagnate here in the ones. It kind of went down a little bit to 0.7, back up to 0.9, then kind of had a low jump to 0.3, then 0.9, then 2, and then 2.4. And you see in this trend chart over here, you see that, kind of level out and then that, quick acceleration up. It's definitely what happened here. And again, I talked about that pending ratio for months, and we saw it kind of, level out some, and then all of a sudden start to decrease, and then boom, just hit it. I mean, what were we back in April, and back in February we're at 70% pending ratio. Back in May we're at 61.8%, so not that long. Now we're at 38.9%, so not quite half, but really got cut a lot for homes that were going under contract. But we also see these new listings have gone up, so we see it going up in March, hitting a peak in June of the active listings, and now going back down in September of I said active listings, I should be saying new listings. So these new listings coming up, sorry. So the new listings kind of had a peak in that March and then June area, and then the new listings have definitely gone down. Again, that's not unusual. These March to kind of June months are the highest usually when it comes to activity in the real estate market here in Metro Atlanta. The actives have definitely continued to increase as we see here, now up to 11,316. And one thing I didn't point out on this chart is this is actually a combination of attached and detached homes. So it's putting all those numbers together into one chart, which I kind of like. Again, it's a little different. That's also why This number is a little different at 407,500 for the median sales, and everything is going to be a little different because we're putting townhomes and condos along with single-family detached homes into this chart. So what does this mean for the upcoming months? Are you sitting there looking to buy or sell? If you're sitting there to sell, it's going to be tougher. I mean, it is. It's not like it's super tough because there's still not a lot of competition out there, and there's still buyers out there wanting to buy. But it is tougher than 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. It is a harder market to sell in. That doesn't mean you can't get it sold. I mean, average days on market's 21 days for the other chart. I think I can't even look around I got a camera right in front of me, I couldn't see around the screen. Average medium days on market on this one is 20 days for this chart, so similar. But anyways, you've got, there's not a lot of days on market. It's still going pretty fast compared to the past. So you definitely can sell, but just don't think you're gonna have 20 offers on your home, and don't think that if you need new carpet, new paint, you got a really dated home, needs a new roof, that someone's just gonna come in there and say, oh, I love your home, I'm gonna give you whatever you want for it. Those homes are definitely taking big impacts compared to even 3 or 4 months ago. If you'd got it on then, you could have probably still gotten away with it. Can't do it now. For buyers out there, I think it's just the time to be steady in your search. If you have time to really look around for a good deal, it can be found. I got some buyers under contract recently for a home that had a huge price cut on it. Sellers just had to sell, got in there quickly, got under contract quickly. Home had a lot already done to it. It's pretty much move-in ready. A few small things here and there, but for the most part, it's move-in ready. And we got it for, $45,000 under a similar home that just sold, a month ago. So that was a really good deal. Will the prices come down to what we just got it to? Possibly, but they got in, needed a home. The deals are out there. For those who are sitting around and saying, hey, it'd be stupid to buy right now, you should wait. Again, it kind of depends on your situation. Maybe that's a good thing. If you can wait 6 months to a year, maybe it's the time for you to do that. You've got to make that decision on your own. For the savvy buyer out there, you're always constantly looking. I mean, there can always be a deal pop up where it's just too good to pass up, even with crazy interest rates, and you kind of figure out. Be careful out there, though, for those that there's a lot of people talking about, marrying the home, dating the rate, meaning, hey, you can buy the home now and just refinance, 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the line if interest rates go down. And they kind of tell you, what happens if interest rates go up to 8, 9, and 10, and you're buying in a year from now. I don't know where sales prices are going to be then, probably be a lot lower if that happens. But now you've got a much higher interest rate. So if you bought now, it would be a good idea. But just watch out for those that say, hey, get in now at 6 or 7 or 8%, and then you can refi. Well, if you don't have enough equity in your home, you can't refi. So I wouldn't totally count on, oh yeah, I can just refi my home in a few years when interest rates come down. Because A, they might not come down, and B, you might not have enough equity in your home to do that refi. So just make a wise decision. Talk to whoever your financial counselors are, talk to your real estate agent, talk to your lender. Make it a good decision for you if you're looking to purchase a home right now here in the Metro Atlanta area. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, have questions about these numbers, want some of these charts, I'd be more than happy to send them to you. Send a comment down below, or just give me a call, text, or email. My information's down below and all that YouTube goodness that you see in the descriptions of the video. I appreciate your time here today. We are bringing you numbers every month, and I'm bringing you videos every week about living, working, playing, and breathing all things Atlanta and the Metro Atlanta area. I'm bringing you numbers, I'm bringing you home tours, I'm bringing you information about all the areas in the Metro Atlanta area. Appreciate you watching. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.